This dude.
Yeah,
This is
this
what he
is the
does in
real.
his free time.
This is 9 to 5 here. No, so you're asking about like why personal brand?
Yeah. 'Cause I remember you were just so involved with everything else. You were involved in a bunch of different sectors of work.
Yeah, so when I first started out, and the same reason I just was harping on like and you were saying there's like no easy route. You're not working
Hmm.
30 hours a week, whatever. The same reason I was, at the start, taking every job I could, saying yes to everything. I was working in every different sector. Like I was doing food and beverage, music videos, hospitality, real estate, uh, random gigs, like party
Hmm.
stuff, night scene, like everything. And I think, yeah, everything I was saying yes to. And that was like my mentality. It was like say yes to everything
And you were
and
hustling.
it'll eventually turn into something. And that's just like a mindset you have. And I think you should have
Yeah.
that at the start. Like learn, it showed me what I liked and what I didn't like. It helped me kind of shape my path, learn a lot of skills. So I think it's critical, but also it's a double-edged sword because you're not by saying yes to everything and bringing everything in, you're missing out on like real opportunities and real growth. It's the same
Hmm.
thing with like running an
Yeah.
ad. Like if you have too broad of a thing, you're like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this audience. It's not pointed enough, so you're not gonna
Yeah.
scale. So I saw that, saw where I was kind of trending with that, just doing random stuff here and there, running around. And it just wasn't where I wanted to be. So then I started getting more into like commercial work and
Hmm.
production and I'd say higher end projects, higher end music videos, just higher budget stuff, which was fun. And those videos took more planning, more intention. And then that planning and intention, I think, transferred over into I was thinking to myself the same thing. It was like, okay, I'm making these cool videos, but
Hmm.
they're not really like progressing or going anywhere. What can do this? And I met up with this other guy who's running an ad agency. And it was like, okay, if you put intention with ads, marketing, which seems like very obvious, but I had to like walk this
Hmm.
path and like figure it
Yeah.
out. You get, scalability, you get you get an actual business model. And then through that, I also learned about like the importance of personal branding and shaping, other people's perspective on you. Because like
Yeah.
what Greg and like we've
Yeah.
talked about, if you're not posting online, people are gonna like think whatever they think about you. And each
Yeah.
person is gonna think something different. So like your hometown friend might think one thing of you, your other hometown friend might think something else. Someone who sees you on the internet might think this. So I think more just it was important for me to show people what I was good at, get confident talking to the camera. It'll
Hmm.
bring me more work. I love to teach people and like share the knowledge I have and I've grown over time. But yeah, I think it was a critical breakthrough for me because I was really caught up on perfectionism
Yeah.
and like I was posting on social media, but like once a month or so, once or twice a month, and it was like it had to be the perfect banger edit, and it would go out. And I think we met through TikTok like a long, long
Yep.
time ago when I was
Remember the
still in the
exact video.
yeah. Well, again, I was like chasing that very perfection, and so like a lot of people like you and other people were like, "Wow, this is so underrated. Like you deserve way more
Hmm.
followers. Like it's not." But the fact is, like I wasn't providing value to anyone. Sure, it was cool, but it wasn't standing out. It wasn't actually anything useful,
Yeah.
and it was like when that clicked in my head, it was a breakthrough, and so I started posting other things, started actually sharing what I knew, and yeah, then I went down the personal brand route,
Hmm.
and I'm
No,
trying to
and
get you on
just
it.
now we just you found out that your time and your skills are way too valuable for
Yeah,
that low bucket stuff.
yeah, and
I think
it
everyone runs
was
into that too. You had to do that though to grind and build your name up,
yeah.
build the skills.
You have to. You have to. And it's a huge perspective game because you can tell
Hmm.
someone to post, you can tell someone, hey, you can like post iPhone, hey, do this and that. Not pointing any fingers. I tell this to a lot of people. It's not just you. It's like you can tell them
Oh,
to
I'm
do this
listening.
and they can see it and they can see the route, they can see it, but until you can justify it to yourself and be like, this is why
Mhm.
I'm posting, you might post for 3 days, a week, and then it's like, oh, that flopped, or oh, I don't
Yeah.
like it's not built into your system. And the other part about like the personal brand, and you have to make content about what you're already currently doing, not like go out of your way to make content, or then it becomes like a resistance thing.
Yeah. 100%. Those are all good points.
Yeah.
Bad bet. We understand a little bit about Johnson now,
Yeah.
Mr.
That's
Jackson.
that's my backstory. Now I know a little bit about your backstory, but I don't know if I know everything. How did
Yeah.
you get to, making $20 million every single day?
Every 12 hours actually now. Um, I grew up pretty normal, working 9 to 5s, barely showed up for any of my jobs. Dude, I'd clock out like every other day. I had no work ethic. Um, Dropped out of high school. No, I'm just kidding. I failed my fourth quarter. So we didn't graduate high school. Started to realize I had like no direction in life. I was gonna go blue collar, and then I had like a, we're not gonna like, it's not important, but like had a bad relationship, moved away, saw like the potential of like getting into business. I came across a video of some dude organic drop shipping, and I was like, holy crap, you can just like film videos of like products and like make mass TikTok accounts and like make 12K a day. I was like, count me in. Spent like 6 months doing that, made very little bread. I was making like 5% commission on like a terrible deal. Like I was so dumb, I was getting ripped off. I was like 6K in debt on mentorships. At the time, I was working a serving job at Flower Child, which is a really good restaurant down here. And I met my current like business partner friend now. His name's John. I saw him like pull up in like a 911 Turbo S, and he's like super young, like 25, 26 at the time. I'm like, what do you do? All of his friends are like joking around. He's just like, I do like drop shipping. I'm like, no way. I give him my number. That's a whole different story for a whole nother video. Give him my number. We've been working till this day for like the past 2 years now. He's kind of like taught me what I do. He totally got me away from like organic drop shipping, which is beautiful because there's no longevity to organic at all. I think it's a great skill to learn because you can grow with organic as well as with paid. So I started doing paid drop shipping, was learning for free, did not have to pay for a course. Super blessed, super grateful. Genuinely was like a gift. I've just been grinding ever since. Had some up and downs, had to switch to door sales, was doing some window washing for a little bit, learned a lot of sales, like consumer psychology through that, like emotional value. I was learning like fear of rejection, which has helped a lot too with like, I think the ad game, like shutting off
Hmm.
ads, that has helped so much. Like back then, I used to be so like emotionally attached to like products, or, like conviction, like in an idea that I had. Now I can like turn an ad off within like 12 hours if I see the CPM's like terrible, stuff like that. Obviously reasonably, not an
Yeah.
emotional turn offer, but yeah, that's kind of how I've done everything now. I just literally had no direction in life. And then dude, just one day I woke up and I started doing this stuff.
Started
Actually,
grinding it.
no, we're not going to get into the story of how I really started. I
Could be
think you know
another
that
time.
story. The party I
Yeah.
went to at ASU? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I question off that, kind of like my route where I said like I feel like for me to get to where I was and like in any route, like you pick up a camera and you learn it. Do you think it's important for people who want to do paid or branded like the drop shipping, it's important to go through like the organic game? Or do you think you can just jump straight into the paid?
I think you can jump straight in, but I think you should do organic with it. I mean, you can definitely take like 2, 3 months to like scale an organic product to like 100K in a few months. But once you can like, you just need to prove to yourself you can get like a million view video. Once you can like pull a million views of the video, I think it all clicks. It's a big mindset thing too. Before you have that like first big video or like winning ad, there's like a mental block. It's like, is this really possible? But the second that clicks, the first second you get that first sale, first blown up video, and you have like 2,000 people on your store from an organic video that blew up, you're just like, holy shit, this is like genuinely possible. Now you have to be careful. There's a lot of people out here who say they can do it and they don't do it. But no, I
Yeah.
think definitely a little bit of both. It's you need to learn both skills for sure, but no, you can start both at the same time. I don't think you need to like wait. It's like some people say you need a paper trade before like hopping into like an actual live account. Like that's not true.
Yeah.
Not true at all.
Chat, clip that and add the Shopify sign, please.
Little transparency too. I think that's a lot of a thing that a lot of course sellers and people in this space do now is to like stall your time too. Is to say you need to hey spend 6 months paper trading. No, that's just 6 months that you're going to be paying them for their course extra instead of saying like hey let's get you 6 months straight into a live account. So I think that's also one aspect of it too. Because a lot of people will say you need to spend time doing that. Dude, back then, like people, yes, doing what I do now would take like 8 years, 10 years, 5 years, like grinding, but everything is online now. You can learn this shit in a year. You can learn this shit in 6 months. It's just how bad do you want it? Like
Yeah.
it's truly possible. You don't need no course. You don't need anything.
I think it's interesting too because a lot of people like talk about hard work and like they talk about logging all these hours and like doing all this stuff. But I think too, it's like there's different measures to it. And when I've seen your work ethic, I like you put in a lot of hours and you do a lot of work. And it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm doing busy work. I'm like locked in. Like you're actually making stuff
Hmm.
happen. And I can relate that like to when I was first starting camera work. It's like it's the same principle as like, yeah, I'm locked in, I'm learning my camera, this and that. But like on the weekend now, am I going out to the bar? And I know it sounds
Hmm.
corny, but like, no, I was grinding YouTube and
Yeah.
learning everything I could about camera settings, effects, like all this stuff, learning the ins and outs of it. So, yeah, you could do the same thing that I'm
Yeah.
doing in 6 months to 1 year, same thing, or it could take you, you know,
Exactly.
5 to 8 if you're just going at a normal regular pace. Like if you really like put in all the work and you put in like more, you can force the growth on
Hmm.
that. Like what you put in
No,
is what you get out fully.
100%. And like you always talk about too is like having like all the stoves on at once, like your life balance, your health balance, your work
Yeah.
balance, your like friends and family. Like you gotta have everything balanced, but at the same time, it all comes down to like how bad you want it. If you want it in 6 months, you can get it in 6 months. But again, you're not going to be going out on Saturdays. You're not going to be, and as dumb as like corny as like cutting board of steak on it as that sounds, like it's like straight up true. Like
Yeah.
I've had to sacrifice so many things. I've like had to like drop relationships I did not want to drop, like just stuff like that. Surround myself with the right people.
Yeah. But you're able to bypass so many people and get to a stage at this point in your life because you've done what other people aren't willing to do. So
Exactly.
say it's it's not like a lucky thing or anything. It's just like there's this guy, Rich Piana,
Hmm.
who's the
Yeah.
massive bodybuilder, like tattered up, and he had these old videos. And it was like, yeah, like go one more, like what you put is what you get out. Like, and
Hmm.
I think to like some extent that's true in the gym. There's obviously like diminishing returns, but like that's my
Yeah.
mindset with like work. It's like if I can go watch 30 YouTube videos and then do 25 edits, or like same thing
Hmm.
with you. Like if you can go create 50 ads in one day and the
Yeah.
only other person's doing 10 ads, it's like you're going to destroy them every single
Yeah.
time. And then like it compounds, it compounds. It's like,
Yeah.
and then you just wake up one day and then you have to like move the goalpost because your goal was like, you already hit your goal and it's
Hmm.
like, all right, time to move the goalpost.
About compounding too, that's funny you say that. Is one thing too is you definitely don't want to burn out. Like I've had days like where I really need to step away for like 2 days or
Mhm.
like a day or a few hours, like burn out. But at the same time too, when I first started working, dude, so I have really bad ADHD. I was on meds for like up until I was 14 years old. Stopped taking methylphenidate. I was on like 36 milligrams, some crazy dose. The hardest part I think is like about making money is not, and everyone knows this too, is not making the money. It's becoming like the person to make the money. Dude, I used to have to like work in like 40-minute like periods. Like I'd sit down for 40 minutes, 10-minute walk break, 40 minutes, and then it's like be like an hour, 2 hour periods, 3 hour blocks. Now it's like straight up, I'll get like so laser focused. I'll work for like 18 hours straight, and it's bad. Like I'll skip meals. Like I know the balance has got to get better. That's like something I got to fix,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have to go through that grind no matter what to like achieve the skills that it takes to be this person. The whole game is not making money; it's becoming the person that can handle that money and like do everything correctly to
Yeah.
achieve that
And I
money.
mean, it's like you want to get there at such an exponential, like fast rate too, that that's
Hmm.
what it takes. If you want to get there in 10 years, you can, go have fun, have a nice
Yeah.
balance, like float around, but you're trying to like sprint there, like, and
Hmm.
get there as quick as possible. So you're willing to like risk that and put it up. And I think it's a seasonal thing where you'll have seasons of lock in, you'll get to points and you'll make stuff
Yeah.
happen. And then you'll like let off the gas and then you'll like, be like, all
Hmm.
right, this is the next goal, time to go back in the burner, turn
Yeah.
the burner up, turn it off. But I think the burnout thing was really interesting to me. I think Hermosi talks about the burnout thing, and it's like interesting because he talks about it more from like a corporate stance. And he's like
Hmm.
basically like if you have burnout, that means like just the reward you're getting is no longer there. So like
Yeah.
maybe at the start you had this like false hope dopamine of like, oh, I'm gonna like convert this product, this website in
Hmm.
30 days to 10K. And then maybe you hit that and you're like, all right, next month I'm going to do 40K. And then maybe you didn't
Yeah.
hit that. And so like when the reward doesn't match the input of work you're doing,
Yeah.
you feel that burnout. And he talks about that just on like that basic level where like you're rewarded by like making winning ads. Like you probably feel good when you make winning ads.
Hmm.
You probably like feel good when the Shopify hits. You feel good like when you finish a website or like when you
Yeah.
adjust something, like stuff like that. But when those feedback loops aren't hit, that's when you start like feeling that burnout. Oh,
Hmm.
wow, this sucks. I'm getting nowhere. But do you have to like either push through that or like realign, have a new perspective on it, and be like, why am I feeling this burnout?
Yeah.
Like what's going on right now? So I like for me, I was feeling the burnout with the editing, and I was just like I wasn't charging enough for my editing, and I was
Yeah.
taking on too much. And but if I was charging 4x what I was charging, I would have been like, yeah, let's go, let's pile on more work, let's do
Hmm.
it.
Wow.
But I was just not charging for the quantity I was delivering, which was on me. But that's where my burnout came from. So
Yeah. On what you said too, I think there's a lot of like hidden psychological warfare with the business and like building skills that people don't talk about. Is with everything else, there's usually instant results. You go biking, you get instant dopamine from like the wind and like just the speed. You build a Lego set, you get instant dopamine as you build it, you see it come together. With business, it's kind of like a schizophrenic delusion. You don't see the results until they're there. So you're kind of like that's where a lot of people drop off too, is they'll go 6 months, they'll go 3 months, they'll go 4 months, and they get well, no, they won't get any return, they'll be negative. But it's when those moments click and it's when everything comes together, you're just like, oh shit. Like that's where that those past like 5,000 hours like has gone. Like it's paid off now. So it's like
yep.
yeah, it's felt like a schizophrenic delusion. Like you don't see the progress until like it finally clicks. Like once it clicks, that all that time was worth it. There's no time
Yep.
wasted in like building business. Even if you spend like a whole year being negative, you learn so much from that. I know it's cringe, but like every loss, you're closer to a W. Like
But I mean that's the
true shit,
perspective
man.
thing. It's like if you're feeling burnout and like whatever you're doing, if you're entrepreneur, creative, whatever it is, it's like if you're feeling burnout, you need to look at it, either change what what the
Hmm.
circumstances are, or change your perspective. Like that
Yeah.
shift you have and saying like, yeah, go negative for 1 year. It's like you could be in the downside for an entire year, but if you can look back with the perspective, now next year going in, if you're negative again, it's like, okay, this is a learning phase. I'm figuring out all these problems. So when this company is 10x, I'm going to be able to
Hmm.
solve that problem. So
Exactly.
it's super perspective based, but I think the burnout is a good signal to you that it's like, okay, what's actually causing this? Why am
Yeah,
I
something
feeling
needs to
this?
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something needs to change, whether it's my perspective, my workload, how much I'm charging. But like for your game, it's a single sport game. Like no one's there showing up saying, Caleb,
Hmm.
it's time to make some more ads. Like, oh, Caleb,
Yeah.
your funnel sucks. Like, go fix that. It's like you could do nothing for the next 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and no one's gonna say anything. So you have to be dialed.
I might just go nap for 3 weeks. Let me know. Take a
Uh,
little vacation.
Jokes, 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 jokes.
Well,
Oh,
we've been yapping for a minute. Should we get into this whole
yeah.
why we're even filming this?
Let's jump in. Let's get a little intro. What's
I
up,
think we already,
guys?
I think we
No, yeah,
mentioned
we
how
got
we met. I hit you up on
yeah.
Instagram. I saw like a edit of his. It was a little edit.
Was
He
it
was almost like
Instagram or
him and a.
TikTok? It was TikTok.
It was TikTok,
It
and
was
then I started
TikTok.
hitting your Instagram. I saw the telly ride snowboard edit, but now it was like an edit of him in like a parking garage. Crazy effects. Pop it up on the screen. But no, we met. We started talking like every single day. We were calling like once a week. Then we planned to meet for like a whole year, and I kept like calling it off. Like I just kept like delaying it, and then 1 month I think we just impulsively met up, had a great time, see if we worked well together. Everything went better than expected. Brings us now to current day. It's been like another 3 4 months since we met, and I'm about to take another trip up there. He's in Colorado. He used to live in Florida. I'm in Arizona, and I'm about to pack my bags and take my stick up to Colorado and leave all this
Let's
behind. And we're
go.
gonna
Let's go.
just
Run it up.
attack all this
Yeah.
with everything. But that's how we met. It's kind of us. We're building this whole thing to kind of just be transparent about like what we're doing. I think we see a lot of these people like build up like their names and like their personal brands and maybe just their even like service-based brands or product brands anyways, and they don't like talk about the transparency at all. And there's a lot of like skepticism that goes into that and like trust factors. So we just want to straight up just we also know obviously we're going to be giving away a lot of sauce and like stuff that should be paid for, but we also know if we do that, people are going to be coming to us. So it's going to provide value. It's going to be like an equal exchange. So I don't know if you got
Yeah.
anything to add to that of like why we're doing this, what you want out of it, and stuff.
I mean, for me, it's like I was always been huge on like giving away game, and I've told you before. I know, like in the ecom
This
space,
kid gives away crazy game on IG,
it's
by the
like
way.
you give away. You're like it's a gatekeeping game, is like the ecom game, and I think it's a little bit the same for film and the creative space. Like people who get up, they build their creative career. They kind of like gatekeep or like don't respond to people or like don't say anything.
Hmm.
So you see like the end result, but you see nothing of the path, and you're like, wait, how do I even get there? How do I do this? And I
Yeah.
know when I picked up my camera, freshman year of college, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this, take a swing at this. I had no idea how to make a good image. I had no idea how to do all these things. And also, like, I think everyone's learning, and I want to be like speak to my younger self, give the
Hmm.
advice that I didn't have or like couldn't get, and there's like
Yeah.
just give that value, because I think there's so many people who have these dreams, aspirations, but they don't have a path or a guideline, so they just default and they're just like, I'll just get a
Yeah.
job. Like, oh, it's not for me. But like if there's a clear path, they can have trust in it, have a new
Hmm.
perspective shift on it, and then go like chase those dreams. So I think
Yeah.
that's part of it for me, and I just love sharing sauce, and I'm gonna force you to
Like I
give
just
away
like
all
making videos.
all your ecom secrets. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one thing I wanted to mention too before we were talking about like how we started. In ecom, I
Mhm.
talked about like how everything's online. One thing people don't talk about, this is some sauce too, is advertising books. I would genuinely say probably 80% of my successes came from like reading books, and that's gonna sound so dumb. I could drop a few advertising. I'm not gonna share. Let's see. This
Well,
book
yeah,
will teach you how to write better is a good one.
I think like the point you're getting at too is like there's hundreds of resources online. A lot of them are just like lead gen funnels to people's
Yeah.
courses. They're like
Yes.
scratching the surface. It's like, here's how to make 100K in like 1 month. And then you go and watch it. It's like, step one, you need to be running meta ads. Step
Hmm.
two, you need to build a website. It's like very obvious stuff where like same with my industry. It's like, oh, you want to get good at lighting? Yeah, just use two lights and like shine them at your face. Where it's like most of my stuff was learned hands on and like off the
Yeah.
internet. Sure, there's resources online, but it's not a in-depth dive enough to like
Hmm.
give you the steps to get there.
Yeah.
So
A
I
lot
think
of
in
it's
the
trial and
in the
error
same
too.
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that. It's been I meant to mention earlier.
No, yeah.
Um, So yeah, we're both kind of just venturing off into like personal branding. We want to make something out of this. Obviously, we're gonna be doing like long form on YouTube, and the YouTube we're doing is like just straight up just gonna be for like enjoyment. Like it's gonna be for like straight up just entertainment purposes. We're gonna
Yeah.
be doing like 30-minute like just like long form videos like a few times, a couple times a month. So obviously we'll be doing that later on. I guess how do we plan to grow and build this organically? Because that's a big thing too. We talk about is how I know the organic space. We're not gonna be doing
Yeah.
this for paid. We're not selling anything. Like this is straight up just for like transparency. Just like a big thing too is like us for to look back on the future, like proof of concept that like we really came from like zero.
Yep.
But like I guess how do we plan to like build and grow this organically? Obviously, consistent YouTube videos are going to be releasing these like rock hauls,
Yeah,
probably like Instagram shorts.
I think you can look at people who have already done it and then just like
Mhm.
reverse engineer it. Like Greg from Bloom,
Yeah,
Greg
we're
Libby,
taking a lot
he's
of
like a
inspiration.
great option where it's like he came out of nowhere and was just like, I want to make a personal brand. I'm going to scale this
Mhm.
up. I'm going to run this. And he obviously is in a much different position than we are because he's built this massive company. He's a
Yeah,
massive operator. He has a lot of like useful insight for people, but he didn't have to go out of his way and do that. So I think I would take a very similar approach to him where it's like raw, authentic talks,
yeah.
clip up smaller things, give value, like actually interact with comments of
I think
people
that's where a lot
have.
of it, the attraction is going to come from is value.
Yeah,
Like it's just even with
it's
that.
very value based, and it's like we are both pretty open books to share everything about what we've learned, what we know. Like
One thing you
people
talk about is
DM,
like you can spill the entire game plan, but the person's not going to do anything with it if they don't have it in them.
yeah,
Like straight
yeah.
up, like one does EA the book, How to Make a Million in a Year. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, it requires a lot more than that, but I'm more than happy to like give the tools out and everything I know. And people DM me, they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, like what's wrong with my video?" I'm like, "Well, what are your settings? What are this? What is that?" I try to respond to every single person and
This kid's
give
too
them.
lenient. This kid answers too many questions for free.
I
I'll
mean, why
just
not? If I don't know it, then I'm like, can't help you there. But or
no
sometimes if I don't know it, I'll be like, yeah, give me 1 second, and I'll just go look it up real quick, figure it out, watch a YouTube video, and then I'll like
computer.
sauce because I want to learn too. Like I'm hungry to learn what
Mhm.
people want to know. I think that's another thing too, where it's like you've read these books, you've grinded, you invest a lot of time, but you haven't just stopped learning. Like you continue to learn the
Yeah,
game, it adapts. That's another like big key thing to
never stop learning, bro.
any space. Yeah. That's where I see a lot of people get stuck is like they just figure out one thing that works or like one
Mhm.
video type or like whatever and they rinse it and they just stay in the same spot. It's like,
Yeah, that's one thing we're trying to do different too. Is I think everyone's burning out in the space. They get like 1 to 2 years, like a good run, and then it just burns out because they just it's just a one trick show.
yeah. So let's give an overview on like what kind of value we're gonna share. Obviously we already gave like kind of like backgrounds, but like
Mhm.
what like your background, like soft skills, hard skills, like what kind of sauce you can share, and then I'll explain like my soft skills and like we have some like some overlaps and stuff we'll talk about.
I guess my big thing, if I had like a motto, is being like learn to sell with words. If you can learn to sell with words, you can make money anywhere. You can make money outside. You can make money door to door. You can make money doing paid. You can make money organic. Learning to sell with words is a big thing too for organic. Getting like hooks on the screen, like getting a video to blow up straight off like organic like engagement.
Mhm.
Probably a lot of the creative side, the sales side, the ad side. I probably won't dox my brands, my products for obvious reasons, but I'll definitely show like day and day metrics, like what I'm doing to scale. I think that's a big thing too, is a lot of people don't share like again, yes, I could like put a course on like how to scale and like all this stuff and like how to correctly like build a brand from like ground one. But like we said, we're trying to be transparent and free because we know it'll also bring us value. Like we're not just dumb. Like we're not just going to give away stuff and like expect nothing in return. Like we know that we're also going to have like people come to us, people of like higher positions because they see value in us, etc. But
Sure.
straight up just like how to sell with words. That's like the best thing I can say. And you can like put that to absolutely anything.
Yeah. And
Like
then
if
you
you want
would
to just get
say
a digital
like
product.
so like in the e-commerce space, that would be like copywriting, websites,
Mm,
ads, like that applies to a lot of those like hard skills. And like I think cool segments would be for us to like review content and like look
yeah.
at like good ad, bad ad, like go through the
Yeah.
ads library, like all stuff like that.
Breaking
We
down like
can,
what, yeah, we're not going to
yeah,
hide any losses too. I feel like that's a big thing
sure.
too, is you learn the most from like when you lose. So we'll break down like losses. If I thought something was going to work and it flopped,
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. Why?
Yep.
Thing is too is if we bring up all this stuff too, people in comments might like bring up points that like we have not thought
Yeah.
about. Like
And
there's
that's
many
why
reasons we're doing this. Like we know we're going to get stuff out
I
of this
say,
too.
yeah, that's why I say I'm like open to learn. And you're like, oh, you like answer everyone, you're too lenient. I love when people come in and have stuff that I don't know because if they're thinking that,
Yeah.
how many other people were thinking that, and then I can go down that route. But yeah, I think that's like you're business minded. You have a lot of skills on like scaling ads,
Mhm.
website, products,
Just
research,
consumer
like stuff
psychology,
like
just
that.
all that stuff.
A lot of stuff like that. And then on my end, I've done a lot of videos. So equipment, drones, editing, production, lighting. I'm getting more
Big thing
into
is
creative,
production and like the
yeah,
storytelling, all that.
production, pre-production, like planning videos.
People don't understand like
Basically,
how much time goes into that.
mhm, A to Z on all of that. And then yeah, now trans I'm taking all those things and I'm taking a lot more role in creative direction. And I'm the same way. Like I'm not gonna give up or bash or talk about like the clients I work with, but I'll like give references of good and bad, like,
Hmm.
creative direction plans, playbooks, like what brands I think are doing good, what brands I think are doing
Yeah,
bad and why. And little random like nuggets of stuff, mindset. Yeah.
yeah. When people are trying to like do the same thing as us too, they can learn from our mistakes too. I
Yeah.
think
And
that's a big thing
I've
people are going to pull from our videos.
learned, yeah, 100%. There's so many mistakes that I wish I would have made, and we can help people leapfrog over that and do that. And I think it's
Hmm.
interesting too that we're in separate fields, but there's overlap. Like I can help you with your advertising
Exactly.
and creative, and
No, it's the
you
value
can
of this whole
help.
thing.
Yeah, that it's super interesting. And we both come at the same, like I'd say like overall like marketing from like different backgrounds. So it's cool to
Hmm.
share those, but like similar ideas.
Oh, I'm excited to see the final evolution.
The
Kyle X
blueprint,
sub. Come on.
the blueprint.
Yo, 1K subs by the end of the year.
1K
God.
subs, 1K subs. No, we can get it.
1K subs by 2050.
Yeah,
Mm. I guess
I'm
we can
with it.
talk about. I think we already touched on goals. We don't really have any goals. It's just grow this. I think a big thing is we want like I have such a passion for making videos, and I definitely want people to like watch our personal YouTube. Like I genuinely just have a passion for like getting like videos out there. So I think a
Yeah.
big thing too is like people will eventually just like be interested in our personal lives and our personal brand, which have nothing to do with like business, and it's just like fun talk. Um,
What about like videos when you see them? Like, because I know when we originally talked, you were like you wanted
mhm.
me to like teach you some video stuff, and and I'm sure you still like want to learn it. But what do you think you like so much about like the produced videos or like that like
Dude,
area?
I don't think it's like I still don't like fully understand. It's like low key like autistic, but like you go see like a crazy movie, you walk out, you're in the middle of the theater, you walk out like thinking it changes you, like you like start having revelations, you think you have mindset changes. I've had very few YouTube videos bring me that, but like you've shown me a few Shy Guy videos, you've shown me like a few different clips, like the emotions and like feelings, like, it's gonna sound so dumb, not like Mozart or anything, but like that you can feel from like a little like piece of media is insane. And I think
Mhm.
like if we can do that with short form YouTube videos, which is what everyone's doing now too, like barely anyone goes to see movies now, but if we can get something on YouTube, like releasing just like stuff that people like our age can relate to too, is like I want something that like my generation can relate to because I think the generation that we're in is lacking like terribly. So I don't know, just something that like someone can connect to. I just think we can do something. I think it's gonna be something different. And not a lot of people have tried to do what we're gonna do, I don't think. So I think we're gonna have to see how it goes, but I think it's gonna
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still trying to understand
I
the vision myself, but I know it'll work
well,
if
I
more
just
people
find
get
it
the vision.
interesting that like when you originally reached out to me, you're like, "Yo, like teach me camera stuff. I want to learn." Because I have a lot of people who like they're already running successful businesses or like
Hmm.
they're doing things and they have this free time and they like just want to like learn the camera craft. And I'm looking at it from the flip side, like you're running a successful business, like teach me what you're doing. I don't really care about this camera stuff, but I'm sure it's like all per
Yeah,
perspective based.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I just want to inspire too. I think like a big thing for me is I genuinely thought I was gonna like amount to nothing. And I'm not saying I amount to anything now, but like I'm definitely doing okay for myself. And like I just want to like show people that you can genuinely do this shit from nothing. Like
Yeah.
genuinely nothing. Like it doesn't matter like where you're born, like what you have. Like obviously, yes, that's got a little bit to do with it, but like there's no excuses in this game.
Yeah.
So many kids with
I
like
think,
big dreams. I just don't think they can achieve them, which you totally
yeah.
can.
And we want to lay out the game plan in all routes and shed some light on some
Exactly.
stuff. And
The
yeah, I
blueprint.
think, what do you think, what do you think game plan is? I know we already said like what's the plan for it, but like breaking down topics, like what would you be down to talk about in your space? Like YouTube video ideas that you think people would be like interested in that you have knowledge on.
What do you mean? Reiterate that a little
Like
bit.
like for instance, like with my stuff, I can talk about like color grading or like
Hmm.
creative direction, pre-production. Like would you go as far as like, oh, here's how I operate and build websites, here's a good website versus
Hmm.
bad website? Like what kind of stuff would you want to share on with that?
I think one really big edge I have is I have a really good creative edge when it comes with like making new concepts and stuff for ads, like just like winning concepts that works and like people are not running. So a big thing with that and his like thought process, like how I come up with those ideas. A lot of people just do product research, like market research, ad library research, Calo data, stuff like that. But I do stuff like very differently. So I think I can shed a lot of light on that too. I think very differently from like a most brand owners. I think a lot of them are rinse and repeat. They go by like the rules, like no, don't reinvent the wheel, all that. But there's so many just like adaptations of different like how do I explain it?
Well,
Shoot.
you have a different mindset, so you could share that like kind of workflow or like how you come up with concepts of winning creatives and like that thought process.
Not gonna lie, straight from the dome, I think it's like a little bit of a personal talent I have. Like it's like straight up just like a gift I have.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it's like avatar research, become the doctor. This is what John has taught me is you become the doctor of the avatar. A lot of people too, they find a product, they find a solution. They don't learn anything about the person that they're helping. Like they straight up just find like a product and the solution, and they launch it and they scale it. What are you gonna do when like someone comes in and they start talking about like the actual like scientifics of like, say you have like dealing with the skin product, you're talking about like color, melanin, like production. Someone comes and like talks to you about like their specific needs, you're not gonna know what to do. Therefore, you cannot scale a brand. So I think it's like big thing I harped on earlier too is people not learning like the nitty gritty is just teaching like the nitty gritty and explaining like how to genuinely build a brand. I like differ myself from like a drop shipper. I'm like a branded brand builder. Like I don't even like consider myself like a drop shipper just because
Yeah.
it's like so black hat. So I don't know, just teaching like how to do things the correct way.
Love it.
I don't know how I'm trying to explain like the thought process. I'm like brain farting on that.
No, I mean it's not like a right or wrong answer to it. I'm just like more curious because I'm not like that involved in the ecom space like you are. And so it's like
Mm-hmm.
I can pull plenty of game while we talk about it, share some insight, but it's like you have all this knowledge. It's like for someone I like probably they'd be a level higher than me because I'm like, I haven't really dabbled in it that much. So like let's say they've already done drop shipping or they're interested in ecom. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the value you can provide to them is probably like fairly large
Yeah.
for that. So
I think one thing I do too, really good at speeding up processes. I take a lot of shortcuts, but like in good ways. I used to always get like harped on in school by like all my teachers how I'm always like the first one done, but like the work was always quality. Like I'm very good at like it's not good, but like I'm good at like cheating and taking shortcuts. Like
you
I'm
remind
really
me
good at
that
it.
it reminds me of the meme of the like F student and he's building like the invention, like that one meme. It's like, have you seen it? All right. So next video, we'll dive into game plan. We'll like this will be interesting because I would say like my personal brand is like baby personal brand. Like I have some pillars. I've posted
Hmm.
somewhat consistently, grown like an editing production following, but I think we'll start game planning for yours, where it's like we're
Yeah,
building your personal brand from 0 to 100, and that's long form,
that's
that's
one thing too we can
content
share too.
pillars. Yeah. So I think next one we'll talk about personal branding. You'll give your insight on your view on it, why you want to do it, and then we'll dive into like the actual workings behind it,
Mhm.
how we're going to execute it, game
We can
plan,
talk about
long
like the
term.
organic posts too, like the growth. We can like check in
Yeah.
weekly, like how much we're growing.
Yep. Exactly.
That
So I think we'll
sounds
do
like we got a
that, and
good
then
baseline.
we're going to end this
All
and
right,
then do a
yeah, we got
debrief.
done.
You
All right,
guys
then
aren't
bye.
allowed. All right.
Bye.
Editing it.